Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk you through how to clean your secateurs, pruners. These haven't been cleaned in a bit, but I just want to show you, if you can see, mine are looking a little bit filthy. So I need to give them a good clean and just a bit of a tidy up and a sharpen. So I'm going to be talking you through what the process is today and what you're going to need. What do you need to start cleaning up your secateurs? It's obviously a dirty pair of secateurs. A bowl of warm soapy water. Put that down without making a mess. Something abrasive to clean off the dried up sap and dirt that's on the secateurs, on the metal. So here I've got several things. I've got the wire wool, which is a good all-rounder. It's a softer wire wool. I have a scouring pad as well, and then a bit of wet and dry sandpaper. It's a 1500 grit sandpaper to just tidy up anything that I couldn't get off with the wire wool. I've got some tissue paper, some 3-in-1 oil here, just for oiling the secateurs up after I finish cleaning them, and a sharpening stone here as well to sharpen up the blade in a minute. So why do you need to keep your secateurs clean? Throughout the season, with every use really, secateur blades, if you can see there, secateur blades get very dirty. They gather sap, and on the anvil side of the blade as well, they gather sap and dirt on the metalwork, and that carries bacteria and it can pass on disease, all sorts of things. It's not very nice. When you're cutting into live plant material, you're potentially passing disease from plant to plant with dirty secateurs. So you do need to keep them clean as much as you can. So just a bowl of soapy water and a bit of a wire brush every now and then will do the job. But 3 or 4 times a year, I will give them a good old clean up, proper clean and a sharpen, just to make sure the blade's perfectly clean and sharp, ready. So I talked you through what you need to start cleaning. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. So you'll also need a 12mm spanner and a screwdriver to take these secateurs apart, so you get to everything and clean it all. I'm going to start with removing each individual component. So we've got the spring, we've got the locking mechanism there, like the finger lock, and the cogs on top, and then I remove the blade, and then the 2 sections will come apart as well. Spring, just going to put them in the soapy water for a bit of a soak for a minute because they need a bit of help. Right, so take the finger lock off. You can tell I take these apart quite often. They're fairly easy to get apart still. There we go. And there. See, they've still got quite dirty, and I only cleaned them up a few months ago. And there. And that's the blade. And the last bit. So I'm going to leave them in there for a minute or two to give it a soak. Right, now for the cleaning process. A wire wool and a bit of water is always a good way to start. It's soapy water as well, so it should help. But anything that won't come off with the wire wool, I've also got the scouring pad to try, which I'll get in there soaking, and then we've got the emery paper as well, which I'll go last. You don't need to take it completely apart to give it a clean every now and then. Just get some soapy water, a bit of wire wool, and then give it a coat over with the blades and everything. But it's easier to sharpen the blade with the stone that I've got if you take the whole thing apart. So I thought, while I'm doing that, I might as well give it a clean, as it needed it. Right, it needs a bit more of a clean. Yeah. Be careful when you're washing the blade, because it's sharp. Well, it should be sharp. So be careful when you're giving it a scrub that you don't cut yourself. Give the spring a quick wash. The springs don't normally get too dirty. They get a bit gunky sometimes. If you can see, usually pretty alright. Just a quick wash off usually helps. I'll leave it there to dry for a minute while I'm doing the other bits. I've had these secateurs for a good 16 or 17 years now, I think. So they're wearing really well. They're very good. A very good brand of secateur, really. They do last a long time when they're looked after. So if I could ever recommend any type of secateurs to anybody for like the length of life you can get out of them, it would definitely be the Felcos, or these specifically Felco 2s. They're amazing, and they're still looking good. You can get all the spare parts for them really easily. Felco is a very good brand. Right, so I'm going to give these a little bit more of a clean up. Chucking the water everywhere. This is why you do it outside. That's looking much cleaner. Make sure you get into all the little ridges and things, because that's where all the bacteria will build up if it's going to. And it's a devil to get out sometimes. But it's worth cleaning up, otherwise it'll lock up the blades and it'll make it really difficult to take it all apart. So that's looking much cleaner now. See that? When the cleaning out the blades, because they are sharp. Yeah, that is smooth. That's all just, yeah, I think that's just aged and caked on. Leave that there to dry for a bit. See what's left in there. See how filthy the water is now. Look how filthy it is. You can see it through the foam. Lovely. Now before I put it all back together, I'll sharpen the blade, because it makes life a lot easier because of the type of stone that I've got. Yeah. Wipe off. A bit of oil on it. Don't need too much. So the accurate angle to hold the blade at is about 23 degrees, but you find it's like, hold it 90 degrees, 45, and it's just a little bit, you can feel it in the blade where it wants to sit, but it's about 23 degrees thereabouts. If you have a diamond sharpener, so just like on a handle on a stick, you can sharpen these blades when it's built, so that's fine. But the way these are, it's easier just to take it apart and do it this way. You only sharpen the blade side, you don't have to sharpen the anvil side as well. I've been asked that before, so I thought I'd just bring that up. And then just scoop it round like a little half moon crescent. Oh. Doesn't need too much because I sharpen it quite frequently. That side, you just go, take the burrs off, and it just flattens the other side. Give that a clean. And that is now nice and sharp. You can see that's nice and sharp now. Could probably done a little bit more, but that's fine. And nice and clean. Right, now I've got to put it back together. So let's walk it through. 3 little pips, 3 little holes, and then they line up with the holes and they just fall into place. Easy. The bolt that goes in through here and connects the two has got a shoulder that fits in with the square hole on that side. So we will put those together and that goes through nicely. Connects up with that. like that. And then, so you've got to think when it's closed, that's got to lock it. So and you don't want this too tight because you want to be able to move it nicely with your thumb. Yeah, so that's perfect. Open them back up and then we put the spring in. So it just sits between those two pips there. So you can see again, 2 pips. Then it's all back together and all clean. And then to oil it, because you need to keep the it protected from the weather and keep it running smoothly, I just oil the spring, just a little bit in each bit, and then work it together, and then it spreads the oil throughout the spring. On the little bit of the cogs on the outside, because they're all moving parts, on the blade as well, and on the anvil bit. And then being careful, because again the blade's sharp, I just rub it in a little bit on the blade and on the anvil and on that side. Rub it in a bit, da 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 da, and then just rub off the excess because you don't want it caking up. There we have it, nice and clean and back together, all nice and smooth, ready for the next use. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe button. To watch the next video in my lineup, click this one here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you later.